We will discuss today on failover. My name is Sachin Chaube. Let's start the session. What is failover? Failover is a process by which any existing service will have a backup service or alternate service which will take over in case of primary service fail down. How do we know the primary service failed down? We have something called as heartbeat or liveness. I will cover one more session on heartbeats, what exactly is heartbeats and how exactly it's work. Then you can cover in that. So let's move over from failover. What is failback? So as you know, in failover, what really happen is you're from a primary server, you go to a secondary server. When it is failback, you are coming back from a secondary server back to the primary server. Nowadays, we don't have the concept of failback because currently we are going for active sessions where standby process is not there, but still there are lots of systems which are still on having that approach of standby. So just for that purpose, we are covering the failback. What is a failover cluster? Failover cluster is a group of machines which you have configured together in a configuration manner of failover, where which give you high availability, continuous availability, and fault tolerance. So what really happened is there will be this group of servers or group of nodes will internally decides, okay, this will be active, this will process, or they equally distribute the works based on the services which they are processing. They will act and work on top of that. So what are the way of failover or the configuration mode of failover are? One is active, where both the service or multiple services, two or more services are actively processing the request. So what really happened is you have a load balancer or service ahead of it, which will distribute the workload based on the requirement, and they will equally process. So if one goes down, the other will take over the places. Mostly in microservice environment or distributed systems, actives are very popular, but it all depends on the requirements to requirement. Okay. Active standby are where only the active service will be taking and processing the request in case of the service is unable to process due to this will be identified with the help of heartbeat. So when they find out that, okay, this service is not able to process, then it goes to the standby and standby come back to the processes. Once the service come back, it will roll back with the help of failback to the primary service. Okay, I hope you understand that point till now. Let's discuss about database server failover. In case of database server failover, because we are doing a write operation out there, so we have a consensus and there will be a leader who will do the processing, and then in case the heartbeat is not able to communicate with leader, it will go to the other servers becomes a leader and do that with the help of consensus. That is one mode. Or there will be a master which will process the request. In case of active passive, only the active server will take the service request to do the write operations, and standby will just be there. It will just getting async update or transaction update out there. In case active is unable to process, the standby will come back, and or passive mode will passive come back and start processing out there. In case of application server failover, what really happened is there is a load balancer which sends the request out there. So in case that specific server is not there, then what it will do is it will go to the other servers to process the request. In case it can also be used where we will have the active and active passive, where if there is a passive, so it will redirect to the passive one to process, and once it is there, it will come back. The only difference out in case of databases, there is leader and out there, but in case of application server, people preferred only active passives are at the architecture level where there is two different servers with the complete service will be cloned from one end to another. But in only when it is a specific role, when we call as role, when it is web role or applications role, okay, for that specific role, mostly we prefer go with active, and if it is complete architecture, we have active passive as a clone out there. Failover test, the whole purpose of failover testing is to identify, in case there is a failure, what really occur in the systems, how exactly system behaves, and So when it is a real life scenario where actually failure happens, you can record this incident. So failure testing helps up to 90-95% accuracy, but it's not 100% accurate. So but it is useful to have a failure testing to identify where exactly your system lies. Thank you.